Welcome, dear listener. So glad you are here to join me on my newest pondering. Today, I'm going to ponder on land Vatir. That's in the Norse, but it's land spirits. We all live on the land, but there have been many more that have lived on this land before us. And so it's a beautiful connection to find out who used to live on your land. And I mean not just people, spirits, entities, beings, animals. They've all left their mark, and some are still here, which is just really exciting. So I have my little piece of land, a little corner lot in my city. I have my garden. My home is turned into a forest, so it's my little sacred forest. I'm going to show you a few little videos of it as we go through this. And through the years, I've connected to a few trees very deeply and have had fun working with them. So we're going to get started. And then we'll ponder on some things. And then you can come and share too. Maybe we'll see what land spirit wants to make itself known to you, since now you are aware of land spirits. But before we start, I want to draw one of my oracle cards. That's a big part of this pondering journey, is to kind of get to know these cards. I just finished them this year. Here they are. They're very big. They're all kind of handwritten. And my little friend AI Pixel from Copilot helped me do the pictures. I would tell him what I experienced, because each one was from a journey. So I actually journeyed to this, and they're kind of based on the tarot cards, but they're really not tarot. Tarot's kind of woven in there a little bit, but these are, I call them my pondering Oreo card, Oreo cookies, or oracle cards. Okay, slow down. Speak at a comfortable level. A good thing to do. I, in the past, have been quick, talk, you get it done. So then I'd be done talking. But now I need to talk and just have fun with it. So that's what I'm going to do. So here's the cards. So I'm going to draw a card. And they are a bit difficult. So I'm going to just kind of mix them up a little bit, though it doesn't really matter, I guess, because, I only just finished them. This was a year and a half work with my friends that I did. This is part of my work. And so I've discovered them, and there's still things to be discovered with these cards. So they have some basic discovery, but you can kind of see there's blank places here. And then two, I mentioned this one before, but these are like my Indiana Jones, his notebook that they always, with the little rubber band and the little tiny pencil that's all chewed down. These are my Indiana Jones workings with spirit. And the runes are in here. What else is all in here? Healing, shadows, the elements, everything that I kind of connected to, learned to, things that I remember. When you learn something, the things you really remember that you don't have to keep looking up, those are the important things. And that was a lot. It was in these. So here, let me give them a shuffle. And let's see which card is going to be kind of our guide on this journey with the land Vatir. I'm just watching for the one to pop up. There's a bunch, but see, there's like 3 or 4 here, so that's too many. We don't have 3 hours to delve into that. We want a card. Just one card, please. One card to help us with land spirits. Some guidance on that. I almost saw one. One more bit here. Come on. Come on. Oh, no, that wasn't, it didn't feel, I touched it and it didn't feel right. Oh, see how that one stuck out a lot more than the others? Okay, that one is our card. All right. I'm also going to draw a rune, because there are runes within here, but or should I draw it? Maybe I'll draw it later, because it's attached to the tree. But here's the card that came up, and this is really cool. What's next? And the companion to this card is me. I'm next, what I need to be. And so this is me looking in the mirror and seeing myself. And there's the world tree Yggdrasil and a beautiful world there to be discovered. The message is, where am I in my story? Having clear vision. Okay. So that's interesting. We all have the story of our spiritual being. So this part here, who I am at this moment in this life, is just part of it. So all my other past lives and future lives, spirit, all weave together. And so right now, I'm in this part of the story. So it's not the beginning. The beginning happened a long time ago, and it's not the end, because we do go on forever and ever, being the higher self, higher part of ourself. So this is really interesting. The fir tree comes forward with this, and the path is the web of algaes. So this rune algaes is the rune of the path. So here's your path. You just keep marching, and then there's a crossroad. So in the crossroad, which way are you going to go? So our path today is to the land spirits, because I pondered on this for a while to see, and I have this whole list of places and beings and things to discover. And so, but this one called the loudest. So this is what we're going to work on today. So I love that. Oh, look at this too. This is a beautiful. So this is the path that we are on. And then we can actually come back and do any of these paths. And then these break off into more paths. And this one breaks up into another path. So I just love this illustration. It's just like there's so many different possibilities, so many things to learn, but they're still all connected to the one. This is me. And these are all the things that I love and enjoy and want to discover in this lifetime and in other lifetimes. Okay, I love that. Thank you, card. All right, so land spirits. So the land is so important. I very much believe in animism, where a rock is special. It has a sense to it of being. The trees, I love trees. Trees are beings. Animals, I love my spirit animal guides. I'll show you this one right now. This is my spirit animal guide for my birthday. I just had a birthday in July. And so I went to the crystal shop and I was looking for one special crystal for my new year that just started. And of all the crystals in the whole store, I couldn't find any. There was one that I was sort of leaning towards, but not. This little fellow came up, and he is walking bare. And this is so beautiful for this pondering, because he can't constantly wanders. He keeps going. And this is a zebra calcite. And this, he's so cute because he's so soft and he's got a cute little booty here. And you just kind of rub him as he goes forward. Now the zebra calcite, I'm still haven't quite connected to yet. I totally connect to bear because he's one of my spirit guides. I have his picture here. He's an earth element that I keep on my little special nest here of all my things. And so I'm very connected to him. I have two bears that I really connect to. One is a big brown bear that takes me from my cave time off on adventures. And another is Poe. He's a polar bear, and he's the bear of the auras. So he works with auras because he's all white, and so he can see the auras carefully. We will visit and meet Poe in the future. He's on the list, pretty close to the top. He is wonderful, and then we can connect into the colors and learn how to see the auras. But this little fella, I just love him. He's just kind of sitting here, kind of showing me the way to go. But then I got the little information as the stores have for zebra calcite, and it said balancing of opposites. Embrace the necessity of achieving harmony and stability in all aspects of your life. Harness the power of darkness and light. So it feels very two-sided, the two sides to kind of keeping them, to see beyond preconceived beliefs and uncover deeper truths. Ooh, that's what we're doing in pondering. We are going to look at something and then we're going to go down deeper. just don't look at one part and see what it shares. And this power amplifies and cleanser of energy. I like that idea. Could use a little energy cleansing kind of a situation. Okay, so that was just a little fun um, spirit guide that wanted to be known at this point. So I did some work a few years ago and kind of know a few of the spirit guides in my yard. The first one I want to share with you, and I'm going to have a little video that I'm going to stick within here. I haven't done them yet, but I wanted to kind of see because I don't know exactly what comes out in these. So I'll show you this spirit guide. And this spirit guide is a red rooster. He lives in my garden. He's still in the garden. And so I did get a red rooster to symbolize him being in there. And he's very special because he lived here on a farm, because this was farmland in the past. It's also Native American land, but then it became farmland, and now it became my home. And so he is still here, and he calls out for the new morning. So you greet him every morning, you kind of listen for him and see what he says. And the big message that he gave to me, which I was kind of felt and concerned because our neighborhood is changing. It's just, well, I've been here 40 years, so of course it's going to change. So, but what he said was, don't be sad about the changes. He's seen lots of them, and there are a lot more to come. So just embrace it and enjoy my present moment here where I am. So really a lovely message from Rooster, one of my land spirits. Another really interesting spirit that I found a while back was the spirit of my great land here. So this whole area was Native American. We have a big river just down the block, about 5 blocks, so it's really close. You can walk there. And so I was doing some work with the water because the water does carry their memory. And then there's many grand big willow trees along the river. And unfortunately, they're all getting kind of old. They're huge. You cannot reach around them. We tried with a few people. 4 people couldn't reach around them. They're so huge, but they are all failing. So many of their tops are broken off. Only maybe one branch is still going. Very few of them are still big and prime, but their energy is still there. It's just beautiful. And they guard along the river. There's one set of 3 of them, and they're the sisters. They're actually witches. And so it's fun to go and visit them because there's 3 together. And it's just really gorgeous to see. One of them calls to me, and I, I feel what they're telling me is to come and do some celebration with them, but there needs to be 3 of us there. And I had some friends that I brought there, and they just didn't connect. They just didn't feel it. So they weren't the right ones. So I'm waiting for the 2 friends that want to come and connect to the sisters, the witches 3. So that's another place, and that's a little farther down the river. But the big one I wanted to tell you about is about the whole land. And this was a Native American um, uh, animal. It's a big sea turtle. So when I was doing my work with it, I could feel there was this big sea turtle that was hovering over the whole land. It's just huge. And it was sad because it's been landlocked. So it got kind of caught here. I live right near Lake Michigan. And so in working with him, he just, he was still protective of this land, but he was sad for the big pond of water, big waters. And so we did a ritual together, and I showed him where the lake was. And so he's still here in spirit. He still feels here, but he now lives in Lake Michigan. And so it was a really nice little task for us to do together once I was aware of him and then understood how sad he was. There's also another thing in my backyard. It's a well. It's a special well. And I know just where it is. It's kind of by my swamp, which is interesting. I have a swamp oak tree in the backyard, which likes the water. And so that one is there. And this well is the well of healing, healing sadness. So, what this well does is it grabs all the sadness from the neighborhood and swirls it around and cleanses it and then spews it back out in happiness. Um, so, that is really quite beautiful. I need a little drink of water. I'm getting a little tickle. Excuse me. It's too much excitement sharing all my land spirits. And you have them too. You really do. They're there. But they're not going to really make themselves known. You have to kind of go in search of them. I found that. I think maybe some people, like people, I've done mediumship where you connect to, those that have departed and other beings. And some people, they're like beacons and they come to them. But I don't have that skill. I learned how to do it, but I have to go out and search for them and find them versus them coming to find me, which I think is kind of good because I remember a lot of these people that were women that were doing this work had to set up boundaries in special places because they'd be bombarded all day and all night with these spirits. Excuse me. So, let's see, I was talking about the well. So, and that was the well. So that's there to cleanse. And so it's kind of a nice place because there is so much sadness in this world, and a little release of it is really nice to have. Let's see. Oh, other one I want to share with you, with my land spirits, is I have found I did some work with dragons, and so I have a four-poster bed that I sleep in, and there's a different dragon on each post. So they keep me and my husband safe in the night to keep away things from my dreams that I do not want coming to me. And then just protection. You feel really safe knowing that they're there. One of my friends has a big white dragon that lives on top of her roof. And so that dragon really helps her with all of what she needs help with, protection, friendship, all that stuff. So it's all there for you to find. So we're going to do a little journey on that together a little bit later at the end. I just wanted to kind of share within my little city lot here just what I found, and I think there's more. I did do another thing, maybe not this time. I don't want this to go too long, but you can go and see who's in your rooms. So me and my group, we had, okay, what spirit, what entity is here in this room here? This is my dining room, in the front room, in the kitchen. And so I know who goes in all those rooms. I know I had another friend that had a lot of not goblins and not trolls, little and not kind of like leprechauns. Oh, I can't remember exactly what they, but they were little or gnomes or something. What's the ones that do the shoes? Can't think of them because I don't really know any of them. But she had those little, and they can be kind of impish and teasing and doing crazy things. So thanks for letting me share my little bit of world. And then every so often I'll visit one or the other or talk to them. I haven't really done that for a while. I need to do a little visiting, I think. So this is a little cue to me to visit. Okay, so um, I wanted to tap into like this. What's next? I wanted to tap into trees. Trees are super important to me. They're very much within my heart. And if I see a tree being cut down, it just, oh no, tree, don't cut them down and don't trim them so much too. Let them grow and be big. I have three big maple trees. There used to be four, but one got sick and it had to be taken down. It was infested with those big black carpenter ants. But there's three still here, but they're very old because my house is going to be 100 years old in 2 years. And so those trees, I think, were probably planted after the house because they kind of frame around the house. So they're probably nearing 100 years too. And they are kind of failing a little bit with the branches, but they're really nice, and I know their names. They haven't been too friendly though, which is very interesting. I haven't done too much work to try. I kind of thought, well, they don't feel that super friendly. So I'm gonna kind of wait for them. I do know their names. They did share that. And I try to take care of them the best I can. So that's something that I'm kind of waiting for them to call and share. So I have to kind of see on that. I also, when I was learning the runes, no, not the runes, the Celtic tree Ogham. The first tree you work with is the alder tree. Its Celtic name is Fern, and I wanted one, so I bought one. It's kind of in the center of my yard, and it's really a beautiful tree. It likes wet lands, but it's got two kinds of cones, catkins. It has one that looks like teeny tiny pine cones, and the other one has long, thin, so it's the male and the female. And it's just so pretty as they are in there on the tree. So that's kind of a nice special, my connection to the Ogham. But the tree I want to talk about first is my willow tree. I have a pussy willow tree that I planted the first year here, so it's huge. But this is just a regular weeping willow. And unfortunately, it got really big and we had to really trim it down because it was right under the wires. But I left some of the trunks and it has come back. It is now getting so big again, we're going to have to trim it down once again. But this tree brought a dream of mine. And you can see it in the beginning, little videos that I did of the little girls swinging on the swing. I always loved having a swing. And I have on my property probably at least, I think the last time I counted, there were 40 trees. They're not all big, but there's 40 trees here on this small city lot. But this one gave me what I always wanted. I wanted a swing on the tree, on one of my trees. And none of them have a branch that could put a swing on. And this one finally did. And it's one branch that goes up like this and it goes off into two. So it's into two. So after I tell you about it, I have a little video showing me swing on my swing. So I kind of drew on some beautiful things, runes on the swing. And it's a really nice place to go and sit, look up into the branches, and also tap into the tree. So it was really nice that this tree brought me my dream. So here's a little video to kind of take a look and see this little special place in my backyard. Enjoy. Well, I hope you liked meeting my willow tree. You know, I don't know her name. I know she's a she. Sometimes it's just that's their name. Maybe it's just Willow, because my friend Whale, his name is Whale. So maybe I just learned it now by pondering on it, thinking, all you gotta do is think about it and then be quiet and listen. I had a little moment there. Maybe was I quiet that I could hear it? But I think I'll call her Willow from now on. So it's really kind of a fun thing, and that's what I wanted to express in that first video there, to just have fun swing. So find your little special place. See a tree. You might have another swing. I did have one rope, but I think I'm getting a little too old to swing like Tarzan on a rope, and it was really kind of uncomfortable. This one is really cozy, and I wanted a flat wood piece, a nice piece of wood instead of those ones you have at the swing sets in the parks where there was those rubber things, because that just kind of digs into your hips and it's very uncomfortable. So that was my tree here. But I want to share with you two other trees that are really very important to me. One, I just really, I think I met him maybe 2 years ago. Never noticed him. And that's the thing, to find these trees, you know, you walk past them for years maybe, and then all of a sudden something just like, wait a second, that tree's calling to me. There's something special. So when you go for walks, watch for the trees to see who calls to you, because it's and then go and meet them, and we'll talk about that as I talk about this big giant oak tree. The very first tree that I was working on was with, like I said, I did the Olm, and that was back in 2013. And going to work, I passed this little gully with this little birch tree. And I would go there and sit with that tree, and that was my first one. Well, that one hasn't called to me for years, though. I think, yeah, I know it's there. I see it there once in a while. I pass it, but it hasn't really called for me to connect that much to it. But this other one did. So here's a little video taking you to see this tree. It's a grand old oak tree. I think it must be 200 years old, and his name is Big Todd. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing Big Todd. He is massive. He is massive. I did introduce him to some friends, and we tried. Again, there was three of us, and we with him we could not still touch our hands. He's a 4-person tree, maybe 5 possibly, but he is just gorgeous, and he's on the edge of the water, the river. There's a river right on the side of him, and I don't know if you noticed in the beginning, there's a big woodpecker crawling up the side on the left side. I didn't see it when I was filming, but there I was. So he has a little big woodpecker that lives within him. But he just calls, and he's one of the bigger trees. He rises above all the other trees. So he is like the king, I guess you could say. I feel like he's the sovereign of this little area by the river. There's a few others, just a little smaller oak trees than him, but he's the biggest one. And so every so often I go to visit him, and as you can see, there's this stone that's just perfectly for standing on, and it's just like the welcome mat to go and talk to him. So to first meet a tree, you want to first wait and see who calls to you. So that's the first thing. You might, and you could feel it, if you're attracted to a certain tree, that's them calling to you, wanting to be. And it's a very slow process. It doesn't go fast because they live long, and so they go slow. Kind of like you see in Tolkien's, his Ents, they have quite a different time frame, and I think that he kind of tapped into that. They are kind of slow, but other times I would get snip snap, really quick answers. So I guess it's whatever mood they're in or whatever. And so he was the first one that I really physically connected to. And so when you do that, you first ask them, is it okay to touch you? And then gently touch, because our hands are feelers. They give out energy, they bring in energy, they are expressive, they show what you're saying, accent it, go on your heart. They're just beautiful feelers, I like to say. And so first you would touch them, and then you can come a little bit closer, and then you can just whisper into their trunk. Whisper whatever you want to say. say you're happy. I'm not going to tell you what to say. You say what you want to say. Meet them just like a friend, meeting a new friend. And then you can work into the big hug. And then you can really get close, like just right up to that tree. And then you want to give them a gift. So you can bring them a gift. I have brought gifts, like a little crystal that I put within their trunk. I always like to give my breath. Because they love our breath, because then their breath is the breath that we want. So it's a beautiful give and take situation. And then I will just whisper to them, whatever at that time, maybe I need some healing, maybe I need the strength. Each tree has their own energy. And of course, Big Todd is a big energy because he's huge. He's been there for a long time. He's seen a lot of stuff. He's there to say, take your time. It's all fine. So each tree has a different like healing thing that they do. And then just enjoy the feel of it, that this big being is there for you. And then you can journey to them and spend more time having fun, and growing together, and just knowing you're on the land and they're on the land. So it's just really a nice connection. So that was more recent tree that I connected to. The other tree, which these are land spirits, though, even though they're a tree, they're a land spirit because they're part of the land. And you can, with other land spirits, you might be connected to a piece of ground. There might be a certain ground that you stand on it, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is just beautiful, or excuse me, or a path, um, or the wind. I just love the wind through the trees. That's part of the land, the spirits that swirl around in here too. So there's so much to discover, and there's so much to see, so much to look for. It's just really beautiful. Let me take another little sip. Take a little sip if you need one. And one more tree I wanted to share with you. This is my sycamore tree. So this one I've been working with for quite a few years now. When we always walked by it because it was on a path that we took quite a bit, but I didn't notice it until it's got to be still 8 to 10 years. So I've been working with this one for quite some time. So I have a little video to introduce you to my sycamore tree. Enjoy. Every so often, when I visit her and thank her, she gives me branches to do work with. So I've made brooms. I love to make brooms. So I've made brooms with her. I've made wands. I've made walking sticks. I made a weaving with her. And let me just get this. But the biggest thing I did with her was in this sack here. So what I did was I made a set of runes with her branches, and they are so unique. Look at these branches. The branches are just amazing. Look at this. Isn't this cool? Doesn't it look like a skeleton hand? And so then I would see what they are, and then I would carve their symbol in this. Okay, and so this is Ir. This is the rune. You can kind of see it there. It's carved in the branch, and this is Ir, and this is a rune of a Northumbrian rune of death. It symbolizes when the hunters would take and skin like the animals they would caught, and they hang the hides to dry on here. It's kind of like a drying rack. Just recently, I was doing some work for the Harvest Festival, and this rune came up, and it said it was the rune to dry your herbs and to preserve them. So within the death, you can preserve. So that was really kind of cool. And I'll just show you a few more. Here's a real thin one, and it is such interesting bark they have. Here's another one. Look at all the interesting bark. I just found that this is another interesting, another Northumbrian. This is oh, I can't remember. Is it Corth? I think this is Corth, and this is the funeral pyre, kind of little dark ones. There's a few ones in there, and then here's this one. Oh, this is fun. This is the one we had at the beginning of our pondering, all gaze. So I love that that one came up to be shown. I'll just show you a few more so I can sense a difference. Look at this one. This had this real kind of knot piece that I could carve. Gifu, which is a gift. So in this little knot hole, there's a gift to be had. Anybody else want to come up and be shown? Here's another little crooked one. Where are you? This one is Dagaz, the prism, and then this one here. Since you came up, I will show you. Oh, we've had this one. No, we haven't. This is the wind. This is a rune that I was given. So this very fits with the land spirits. And so these ones have a really special kind of more, usually I have the runes on stones or crystals, and this is on branches. So it has more of the tree feel to it. So I thought I would pull one for our pondering here, and let's ponder on it. So what rune, with the help of the sycamore tree, wants us to ponder a little bit on its connection or our connection with the land spirits? So I'm just kind of jiggling my hands within here, and I'm just feeling to one that jumps into my hand or one that my fingers reach out to. You feel it. Oh, here it is. It just happened. Okay, I'll put this down here. And I made this little sack. I always like to make my sacks just kind of beautiful, more of a forest, harvesty, an autumn kind of a thing. Okay, let's see, who is this? Oh, this is Ansos. Oh, I love this. Ansos is Odin's. That's his rune. This is the rune of communication. I feel like we talked about this in one of the previous videos. This is the rune of the internet. I mean, that is the big communication right now in our lives. I mean, we are all so connected to it. And you can kind of see it even looks like a plug, like a plug. You plug yourself into the socket. And these symbols are 800, 1,000 years old. So that now, at this time, that it would look like a plug, which is just fascinating thing. So, okay. So, Ansus, what do you want us to kind of ponder about our land spirits? So how we would do this is one thing it is fun to do with the runes is to like in church you have our symbols, our cross, but you can do like mudras. The Eastern has mudras where they put their hands, what do they do, like om or something, or om, and there's all different ones. So you can do that with the runes. So what you do is in the air you form their symbol, and it kind of brings them forward. So we are wanting to connect to Ansus, to the land spirits, and to the tree, sycamore tree. And so we want just a little, some kind of fun, interesting thing, share something with us, share something with me. So why don't we do this we'll just do a little short little journey to tap into those three elements: the Ansus of communication and Odin, the sycamore tree, which is very much a creative tree. All of the things that I've created with it. So it is like a little center creation. And then the land spirits, those that are living on the land and have survived here and lived here, and how they can help us in surviving. All right, so let's just all kind of sit for a minute, take a deep breath in and out. And first, I'm going to chant Ansus, and we're going to do the symbol with the hands. So I'll show you how to do it. And the way you chant the runes is you chant each of the letters in the name. So Ansus is A-N-S-U-Z. So for the A, it would be Ah, N, Na. The U, U, S, Sa, An, Sus. Can't spell. And Z, Za. And so first, let's take our hands and we're going to connect. And let's first, because this is our land, so I just want you to connect first to your land. So why don't you just send your hands out and just kind of, feel, say land that I live on. I'm so happy to be here, so happy to share this land with you, or you sharing it with me. Thank you so much for your welcome to be here. I'm happy to be here, and I will take care of this land. Take a deep breath. And now we're going to chant Ansus. First, let's do this symbol. We'll go Ah, Na, An. And this very much, we can go up, energy going up, An, and then flowing out. All right. And then we can chant it. And then we'll go into the silence and into the space of our land and see who's there. See if the sycamore tree is there. Speak with it. And let's get some nice little interesting information from the three that we have come to see. Okay, that was lovely. I hope you experienced something interesting, a first little journey for you. I hope you thank them at the end. If not, thank you. Thank you, Ansus. Thank you, Sycamore. And thank you, Land Spirit. Well, I'll share what I experienced because I did do this journey too. So I found myself going to my sycamore tree, and there were two branches, just like this. They were hanging down from the tree trunk. And normally she doesn't have two branches like that. So they were kind of special ones, low, that I could go in between. And I just felt it was a hug. It was a hug that she was happy to see me in this new way because we haven't done too many journeys together. And so I just stood between her and just felt those branches giving me this beautiful energy that I am loved. And that's what a hug is. It just feels so very good. And then I noticed that her roots, because she has a lot of big roots, big ones coming out, they started to wiggle. And they were wiggling, and then they kind of would like stretching this way all the way around. And then I heard, stretch with me. When you do journeys and things, you don't always hear or understand like talking. Sometimes you will. Some people do. They actually hear like a spirit guide come and sit and talk just as if I'm talking to you. But a lot of times I call it the knowing, where you see something and you just know what it means and you know what the message is. And that's how I get all my messages, is mostly through the knowing. And so the knowing in these roots that were stretching out, it said, come and stretch with me. And it just sounds like a fun thing to do, to go there and do, some beautiful morning stretches. Oh, stretch my arm over this way. And I mean, it does nothing. Oh, that feels so good to stretch. And so the tree will stretch with me and we'll kind of have a little exercise, a little meditation thing together. Then a big wind came and was just swooshing around and around within the leaves. And the wind said, breathe with me. And then sycamore trees have these big round, they're about like this size, seeds that grow. And then one came and just fell right into my hand. And it said, grow with me. And so that was just so beautiful that she still wants to be my friend and wants to do things together. So please go out and find your tree, because there's one that is waiting for you and would like to hang out with you. Well, let me think. I think that is what I wanted to share. Our card pretty much told us what was next. So we did some beautiful pondering and sharing. Let's just see, is there anything on this that wants to be before we end our time together? Oh, no, you got to go. All right, I will make it. Oh, here, interesting this. The healing was breathe. I love that. And its magic is a maze of possibilities. Well, those roots could kind of feel like a maze because it was going in all different ways. Endless evolution was a little bit in, and it was the infinity symbol. See the infinity symbol down there? So tapping in with the land spirits, the Lanavattir, I mean, it is like eternity, because they will be here forever, and have been here for a very long time. So that's a lovely place to stop, and we will too. Not probably in this lifetime, because we only have our limited time, as do like the trees and things. But as our higher self, we'll go on and on. So that'll be nice. So thank you so much for coming and sharing this little time with me. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll find a tree. Please don't hesitate to add any comments under this video if you want to kind of share what your journey was like, or what tree, just even say what kind of tree you found, or maybe you might find a rock or a little piece of land. So that would be so interesting to understand that. And I'll say the YouTube thing, please subscribe if you feel called to. That's always helps the finding of this video, and a thumbs up would be so lovely too. I always give thumbs up to everybody if I liked it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll come back and join me again. Blessings and hugs to you. Take care. Takvira.